Hello and welcome to Lions Lounge. We're in Billericay today. Last time I was in Billericay I got married, so hopefully today will go a lot better for us. I'm sure it will. Millwall legend, Hall of Famer, proper Millwall player, Stuart Nethercott.
Hi,
thanks so much. Straight into it.
Yeah.
Right, started out at Spurs.
Yeah.
Come through the ranks there.
Yeah. Was kicked out of Arsenal at 15. Thinking to myself, where do I go now? Luckily the phone ran the day after, Spurs. Had a trial game at White Hart Lane, went well, signed, and done 2 years apprenticeship there. What the old YTS scheme, brilliant set of pros. I always say now, if you know the boys, if you look up to a set of pros, that sort of symbolises how you go on throughout your career. And if you've got a good set of pros around you, then that's always a good one. And they were a great set of pros. The Gary Mappets, Gazzy was around then, Steve Shedley's, Paul Stewart, Paul Walsh, great lads, absolutely great lads, great team bonding, you know what I mean? They just won the FA Cup in '91. And excellent team spirit, and you looked at them and you thought, they're the ones you want to aspire to. I was lucky, you know what I mean? It was a team that was, Venables they were an ageing squad, and we had a few games towards the end of the season in '92, '93 I think it was, and he threw a load of us in, and then it sort of went on from there, but it always seemed to trying to impress the next manager, because Sir Alan was a bit of a sacking chairman. Once he sacked one, he got that's what I mean. So he was good in that way. But every pre-season I was coming back tonight to impress the next one. And to be honest, my last one was Christian Gross, the Swedish fella. And he waved the railway ticket up at his press conference, and we all thought, this ain't going to last long. And to be honest, I wish I'd stayed, because George Grant, I wanted to stay, but he was making my life hell there and things like that. Christian Gross, a lot of English boys, Just Enable was the same, Dean Austin was the same. It was just, you could sense it was all a little bit cliquey, and I was stuck with Christian Houghton with the reserves, but he was great to us. And then, the opportunity of Millwall come about, and I just got my head down. But the funny thing was, George Graham got the job after him, and I thought to myself, I think I could have been a sort of a George Graham sort of type player, but it wasn't to be, and I went on.
You ended up better off anyway. You ended up Millwall.
I think so. Looking back, it was. I was
signed by Keith Stevens.
Billy Bonds.
Yeah,
which at the time was, Billy was never going to win over the fans. He had Paul Allen in the side, Andy Gray, who I had at Spurs. He was there, so it was never going to be a pretty thing. And a lot of people said to me, what are you going there for? Because they had the 20,000 stadium, it was only 3,000 filling it, and it was a gamble. But when I looked what was happening in the background with Theo, with the young kids that were coming through, then it made sense. And I think they were looking for someone, the Paul Allens and Andy Grays, the Paul Wilkinsons, they all sort of left. And it was a new nucleus with obviously Keith Stevens and Macca coming in at the helm. But I saw myself as an older statesman, because I wanted a good pro around me, and I think they felt the same. They needed a good, experienced pro around them, and hopefully, they got that.
That's what you just said there as well. Keith Stevens and McCleary, they didn't last in the job, but they got a lot of credit for a lot of people believe they started off that. What later came in 2001.
Well, Kelly was taking the youth team. Nick Flanagan was there as well. So it was in good shape. It was in a heck of a good shape, and I don't think a crop like that will come about again.
No.
It doesn't. I would say even at clubs in the Championship or wherever. That was a heck of a crop, and where they ended up playing. They ended up playing at Blackburn's. Lucas Neal put them involved in that. Reedy went to Blackburn. Eiffel went to Palace. Timmy obviously went to Everton.
Yeah.
You know, they were good boys. They were good boys.
Good time.
Yeah, good time. Sadler, obviously, Sadler's in the background, and you know, that was an absolute. You can read them off. You know that they were a good. They were a good set of players that were coming through. And as I said, I don't think we're going to get that. But what they needed, they did need a couple of experienced ones around them. I think Moody was one. Robbie Ryan come in, Matty Lawrence come in, you know, and that's what sort of, you know, they were our legs, you know. I could still run, but you know, it was nice to have Matty Lawrence alongside you who could run even faster. But Robbie couldn't run, but.
What was your first thing when you saw first sample? What was it like first impression?
Everything was set up. Everything was set up. Well, the funny thing was, I dislocated my shoulder at Fulham, so I was sort of thinking, oh bloody hell, am I going to get a deal here or not? So Theo got all the deal done, you know, done enough, and sort of. So the first pre-season, I was in rehab. So all over summer, I was in rehab getting me shoulder right and things like that. I come back a little bit chunky, you know, as you do when an all-inclusive holiday. And that's right. So I put in a little bit of timber, and so that was. So I come back and I didn't get fit. And Rhino was hitting me with fines and things like that. Yeah. If you was a pound overweight, you'd get done 5 or over a pound. So I was heavy. I was heavy. And it was just, I was just getting myself fit, and I just needed to get a run of games together. And you know, eventually I got a few games under my belt, and
200 times for the club.
Yeah, well, that season was a good season as well, because we ended up. It was a tough league because Fulham were pissing it. You know, they had the Sahars, the Colemans, and they had a great side. But our season was we went on to the Wembley situation. So that was the highlight of that season. And you know, we started off. We had a couple of good running it. We beat Gillingham at home, and then all of a sudden you think, bloody hell, we've got a chance here. So first season. And that was that. So you can't complain. You know, a group of young boys playing at Wembley. I'd never played at Wembley. You know, coming from Spurs. Yeah. You know, got my family at Wembley and never done it before. So, you know, excellent.
So I did you've seen it. You're not a fan of mine. I've done Tony Warner the other day. And he told us some great personal stories. Yes. I asked him for one of you. So yeah, the text from Denzel, I said, got the same on Nevers, he put, he used to spew up right before he went out to psych himself up, and there would be mad howling noises from the bar after he's come out. Face red as fuck, and eyes shooting like a fucking lad rat. Every game it was just a normal year. What was that about?
No, I just think it was something I got into. I just felt, you know, I needed to clear everything out, and obviously a bit of nerves as well, you know, that was part of it, but you know, I just, you know, the McGee or whoever manager was doing his team, took me in the corner, fucking spewing the guts up, you know what I mean? Well, get howling, but it was saying, it psyched me up, it got me going, I was ready, I was ready to go, everything was cleared, and then, you know, the dietitian said to me, what the fucking hell are you doing? You know what I mean? You just had all your breakfast, you cleared everything out.
Trying to make weight for one
That's what I mean, I was saying a little bit anorexia.
So what was he like in that dressing room? Obviously, there's some real characters.
Fantastic. It was just, you know, I think as I got older, I think I just stepped back and just looked and you know, I got stuck in, you know, the boys that tell you, you know, but you know, I was the only one. I had a girlfriend. I'm a little boy. So I was the one that didn't really, you know, I was the one that was, they all sort of looked.
You've done your blues and sort of thing?
Yeah, but I was always the first one out.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. The only thing was, it was like, the other players' wives and girlfriend going, well, I'm only going out if Nevers is, you're only allowed if Nevers is going out. I was like, you fucking hell, the worst one.
Because, he's a big old bloke, Denzel, but he can't handle his boobs.
No, but the old eyes go a little bit centre, don't they? Yeah, so, he goes a little bit offside, doesn't he? So, no, but we had fantastic, you know, and even when the new boys started, the Dyches sort of come in, the Darren Wards, they got straight into it, they got straight involved with it, and they knew there was going to be a trip at the end of the season with you know, we'd go 200 quid and get a little cheap motor IB for Tenerife or wherever, and you know, that was the norm. You know, we had 16 boys. You know, when we won the title, we had 16 boys. We had a party up at the club. I'd gone back with my girlfriend, stayed in Ganshill. I was up again at 6 o'clock in the morning, catching a flight to Stansted.
That's the thing, like, that generation seems to be the last generation, you know, where you could go and play when you can, you can go on the piss.
Yeah.
Ain't a problem, you get the points on the ball, it ain't an issue, but
It got a little bit, you know, because, you know, I'd never experienced a dietitian in my life at Spurs, so all this was coming in at Millwall, and I thought, this is great, you know what I mean? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you can smash as much pasta down your neck as much as you want, but it ain't gonna, you know, like Ron Atkinson, I met Ron Atkinson once, he says, well, they're doing the fucking 4th division, bottom of the 4th division in Italy, any good, is it? So what about all this pastas malarkey? But it was good, you know, it was good. You felt good, you had the protein shakes going on, you was on the weight. You know, one season I played, I think it was the first year in the championship, I played 52 games. Yeah. You know, full on, every night, that was every minute of near every game. You know, that's, you know, I was proud of myself to get through that. You know, I was probably about 28, 29 at the time. So I fancy, you know, I thought that was a great achievement. You know, me and Denzel used to back me out. I think I hit 100 consistently, and I think he just topped it. I think he went about 105, something like that. He topped me about, so I got injured at Cambridge.
Was he the boy in the dressing room?
Yeah, he's good lads. Yeah, he's good lads. You know, they would, you know, Mark Bircham was a character, unbelievable character. You know, the Tim Cales, you know, they were good lads. You know, we used to have good parties at Sattler's place. I don't know if Denzel told you about Sattler's place.
He said there was a lot of Irish blokes coming and going all the time.
Yeah, he had a townhouse in just around the corner from Bromley, from the training ground. So it was like have a night out. I would say at Santa's place, and it was just fucking. It was carnage, absolute carnage all the time. But great, you know what I mean? And you wake up Sunday because 9 times out of 10 the Monday morning wasn't much. No, so we knew Tuesday we were going to have some graft, but no, it was all part. I think the managers liked it as well. I think they liked us going out and, you know, social. We never went overboard. There was never a complaint. There was never ever a complaint of anyone coming in.
I think it's that togetherness you tell onto the people.
Yeah. We were solid. It's the best dressing room I've had, you know, ever. And I think Dyche would tell you. Dyche was come from Bristol City, and he come from a right old shitty old dressing room. He said this clears everything up in the so, you know, he's been around, he was in some good dressing rooms, but he said this one was by far the best dressing room, by far.
And also in that dressing room, you ain't touched him yet, the current manager.
Yeah.
What was he like, Harry?
Yeah, but he was one of the ones, he was vocal, very vocal.
Right, he was very vocal.
Yeah, very vocal, yeah. But you know, great lads, you know, if I was picking, if I looked around the dressing room, when he's going to be a manager, he would never have been one of my points. No fucking chance. Not a fucking prayer.
Well, didn't fancy it?
No, I just didn't think he had it in him. I mean, to be honest, once I sort of finished playing, I stepped away, and then I was hearing he's doing his bandages, and I thought, oh, bloody hell. Fair play to him, you know what I mean? He's grasped it, and you know, for our boys, it's great to see 2 boys that have got Millwall through and through. I would honestly, I would like him to have a little, maybe an experienced one just with him that knows the league, you know, a Stevie Coppell, maybe not Stevie Coppell, but someone of that ilk I'd like to have him have there. Because I think it's great to pair them together, but I just think you need that little bit of nous. And I don't want him to think 5 years down the line, I wish I fucking got somewhere. I want him to do it now or coming to, you know, after Christmas. I'd love him to do it. You know, I don't want to go in now, you know, not any of our boys, not at all. I just think he needs an old style.
Yeah. Someone a little bit different option.
Yeah, different option.
I think you're echoing what a lot of fans are thinking. But yes, you know.
Yeah, I haven't been over there this season, but I looked at it from afar. Last season, I think there was a couple of games where I thought, you could have changed it. Or not myself, but I just felt a senior person would have looked at that and gone straight in there. I don't know what Alex Ray's doing. Is he around?
He's managing St Mirren.